I said early on in this, patients are going to have to start discovering what's wrong and broken with the system. It should be like a huge red flag to them to have the hospital industry push back on being transparent. Because if you're trying to hide something, you must have something to hide.
It's amazing, though, isn't it? Like, it's amazing. Like, we're lobbying to make sure we are not transparent, and we're still the good guy.
Yeah, right. But I think what this does is it brings some essential truth to the patient for them to understand, wait a second, if these people aren't going to be upfront with me, maybe I shouldn't trust them, and maybe I'll take my business elsewhere.
What happened about, I want to say it'll be 4 weeks ago this coming weekend, is that we got to 60,000 gallons of diesel. The American University of Beirut Medical Center, the outstanding medical center in the region. And our total reserves should be between 400,000 and 500,000. Now, in a normal day in the summer with all the ICUs filled with COVID and other things, we burned through 50,000. Now we can probably cut that up to 30,000 if we did what we did, which is to shut off all air conditioning on campus, just keep, emergency power for key labs and other things. But the reality is there was sorry to call it a pissing match between several senior folks in different branches of the government. And this may have had something to do with the negotiations about government formation, but certainly the resigned former prime minister, his government, and the central bank were in a dispute as to what should be subsidized from fossil fuels. And we had been sounding the alarm for several days.
Give me the 5 questions that you absolutely have to ask in an interview process when you are interviewing for a job as a young faculty career.
First, I think depends on whom you are asking. Depends upon what kind of institution you're applying to, what kind of job opportunity you're applying to. For example, in my case, I wanted to know, would it be possible for me to practice my laboratory translational research and run a brain tumor clinic? Second question was, is there a mentorship model there? Is there a mentoring committee there? It doesn't have to be from my same field, but people who are more experienced, who can help me read my grants, review it, help me review my papers. I think this was very important to me.
In fact, when PCSK9 inhibitors came to market, as you know, they couldn't be tested against placebo. It was malpractice. It was dangerous. They were tested on a background of people who were on maximum tolerated statin dose. So the 2 Fourier and Odyssey, which are the 2 PCSK9 inhibitor trials that have been published, were both done comparing PCSK9 plus statin to statin plus placebo. Because it's unethical to do a study and not include a statin. So all I was asking you was to acknowledge that reality and to signal that there might be a context in which you would consider taking a statin.
I will again re-signal that. There's definitely a context in which I would take a statin.
Okay, great. That's all I ever wanted to say. That means a lot to me. That actually means a lot to me, Dave. It means a lot. Because I'm telling you, as you know, people really, really listen to you. And just what you just said right there will actually help me a lot.